right, let's have some fun. Across the board, economics. Steve Moore, Unleashed Prosperity, co-founder. John Carney, great financial journalist. First of all, Steve Moore, did you hear any of that Howard Lutnick debate, discussion, interview? Did you hear
Yeah,
anything?
I did. I thought it was excellent. I agree with almost everything he said.
Top of your head. Go ahead. Give me something from the top of your head off listening to Howard Lutnick.
I just love the pro-growth. I love the 4 to 5% growth.
Yeah.
I agree with them. We can do that. There's no limit on growth with tax cuts, deregulation, pro-America energy policy, some budget control. And if you do that, by the way, Larry, you and I have talked about this so often, but I'll say it again on your show. You start to bend that national debt curve down, and you grow out of the crisis with a little budget control. So I love that optimism, and it certainly matches Trump's.
You know, a Commerce Secretary who thinks we could grow at 4 or 5%, I'm willing to forgive a lot of sins. Okay, I really am. John Carney, just off the top of your head, what do you think?
I thought that his prediction that we're going to see a lot of growth coming in next year is correct. We're going to see the tax cuts start to really hit the economy, the deregulation, the energy abundance. I hope it doesn't. He said second half of next year. I think it's going to hit earlier, and for the sake of the midterm election.
I wonder why
really
that.
hope.
You know, it's just true. By the way, stuff's happening right now.
Right.
I mean, I know the fourth quarter will be hurt by the shutdown. It's more a technical adjustment than anything else. But the second quarter was 3.8, and according to the Atlanta Fed, the third quarter with diminished trade deficits, 4.1 are they up to?
Right.
4.2. Really, we don't have to wait. People act right now. I don't know. Steve Moore, let me do some housekeeping here. You saw the jobs report today. Everybody knows what 119,000 private jobs, almost 100,000. Should the Fed, will the Fed, this is the big stock market debate, cut their target rate at the meeting in a couple of weeks?
I don't know. I don't know what the Fed is going to do, but I'll tell you this. I mean, the economy, what I really liked about that jobs report, Larry, was the wage growth. I mean, I just don't get this left's obsession about, affordability and a loss of buying power. Wages, Kevin Hassett was right about this. This is like the fifth month in a row that wages have outpaced inflation. And that's exactly the opposite of what happened under Biden. Incidentally, 87%. Are you ready for this, Larry? 87% of the inflation and everything from meat to eggs to rents, that all happened under Joe Biden.
Yeah, someday you're going to have to explain to me how you get that number. I'm sure you're right, but you're going to have to explain to me how you get that number. But all I know is the wage tracker in this report, income wages, almost 5%. Steve is right. So even if you take 2.5%, 3%, even 3% inflation, wages are still higher than prices. It's very, very interesting.
The American worker lost income under Joe Biden, and they're making it back under Donald Trump.
They lost. Again, Kevin, they lost about $3,500 in the entire Biden years, and they've made back a third, about $1,200.
It's up to $1,500 according to J.D. Vance. So we're getting.
I'll give him $1,500. Kevin has it at 12, but the bidding starts at 12. But the point is, it is recovering. Will the Fed cut the target rate? Wall Street is crazed over this. Will the Fed cut the rate?
I don't think they're going to cut. I think they should cut. I don't think they will. I think they'll actually look at this jobs report and say, you know what? We got wage growth. We got 119,000 jobs. We're not going to cut. They're going to use this as an excuse not to cut.
Yeah, I mean, you could be right. I don't know. I think they should cut, but it's a long way. Now, put that chart back up, Pope. Producers, you almost had it right. I want to get the opinion. This is Poly Market, and the quotes from who's going to be the next Fed chairman. Kevin Hassett in the lead, Wallace second, Kevin Warsh third. Steve Moore out there, who's going to be the next Fed chair? I'm looking at the Poly Market betting parlor.
Yeah, I'm going to take the odds, and I'm going to say, I know this is kind of an opt-out, but I'm going to say it's one of the two Kevins. By the way, I love both of them. I think they would be awesome, best Fed chairman ever. Both of them understand that we need hard money and we need to make the dollar as good as gold again.
By the way, all that investment money coming in, it's not a small point. All that investment money coming in is a vote of confidence in the dollar. Nobody says that. Actually, when you talk to Scott Bessent, you should make sure he says that, because it's very important. Who's your pick? I'm looking at the poly market. Who's your pick?
So I think it's going to be Waller. I think Waller.
Contrarian.
He has
Very
been
interesting.
He has been coming out saying that we need to cut in December. He's going to dissent if they don't cut. And I think that one of the things we need is for Jerome Powell to give up not just the chairmanship, but his governor's seat. He can hang on to that for another couple years if he wants to. If Trump appoints Waller, I think that will convince the Powell to step aside. If he appoints Hassett, I think Powell will, out of stubbornness, break with tradition and keep his seat. That's dangerous. Plus, Trump gets another appointment. You appoint Waller, and Powell steps down. You get to appoint another governor.
Do you think the president will do it, let's say, before Christmas?
It would be a good idea to start to assemble the team. Look, Myron's seat is up. I think he's done such a great job that Trump should reappoint him in January when that seat runs up, and he should just make that all clear right away. He'll need another CEA director, so we'll have to figure out who that should be. You've already had a better job than that, so you can't do it.
No, I'm not going to be CEA. You can send Steve Moore down. Steve Moore, the red state capitalists are absolutely slaughtering the blue state socialists. I just find this very interesting. You got Mondami coming to Washington and talk to Mr. Trump, and Mr. Trump will be very gracious even while he disagrees. But I think it's interesting. Just give me a real quick thumb sketch. Red state capitalists win every time. Look, Trump is right. America's open for business. Trump is like reimagining capitalism right now. It's a phenomenal thing.
Yeah, well, the two fastest growing states, as everyone knows, are Texas and Florida. They've both imported 2 million people each over the last 10 years. And where are they coming from? They're coming from California and New York. And one of the points of that article that I wrote that is really relevant to this affordability issue is if you want affordability, if you want a lower cost of living, then go to the red states, because the 5 states, Larry, that have the highest cost of living, you ready for this? New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, California, and Illinois. That's where they put in, you put in progressive policies, you get higher costs.
Socialism in New York and New Jersey cost almost almost 3 million people have left. Almost 3 million people. That's a lot of people. They're hemorrhaging people.
And we spend so much more on every category of government, whether it's transportation, education, just picking up the garbage, than those other states per capita. Why are we doing this? Because there's political system in New York, New Jersey, California, I don't know as well, but I assume it's true as well, is broken. We have socialism already. They elected Mondami, but look, New York is already as socialist city as it is.
Donald Trump, this business, I tell you, gentlemen, this business, America is, President says America is open for business. Mr. Trump is reimagining capitalism. That's what he's doing. And it's a phenomenal thing. And it's going to change the entire, all this money flowing in. If people didn't believe him, they wouldn't be giving the money to the United States. It's just unbelievable.
It's a vote of confidence in the American economy and the U.S. dollar.
I know. I like that dollar thing. I think that's very important. All right. John Carney and Steve Moore, you're both great. Thanks very much.